How you doing? This is John, and welcome to John's Long Box. Today, I'm taking out a book I've had in my collection for years called "The Focus on George Perez," and as you could expect, it's all about the artwork and career of the wonderful, amazing, living legend George Perez. It's with sad news that I found out yesterday that he was diagnosed with inoperable pancreatic cancer, and he has 6 months to a year to live. Sorry about the downer to everybody. So that made me think about George Perez and what he means to me, his artwork and everything. Just an amazing, incomparable artist. I always say him and John Byrne are my two favorite superhero comic book artists. On any given day, I'll change one for the other depending upon how I feel. So we're going to take a look at George Perez, and since this is a thick book, we're going to break it into parts. So this is just, we're going to go on his the early part. There he is. This is him in 1985. And as you can see, this is August 1985 edition. So look at that Daredevil. That's just great. Here's some Dr. Polaris. And this is the introduction to the book. So we're just going to go up to page 64. And then, this is his early DC stuff. Look at that White Tiger. I love the White Tiger was an early martial artist in Marvel Comics. That borrowing from the spirit with that. And here he is doing some artwork. Some early Wonder Woman. This was from Wonder Woman 300. And this gives me hopes. Cyclops, done by Perez at age 13. That's about as good as I could draw now, so it gives me hope. Okay, here's some his high school yearbook graduation photos. And here's some artwork that he did in high school. So you can see the man came a long way. What is this? Conjure from the magazine Conjure. I don't know that, don't have it. Death Squad from Factors Unknown. Early stuff that he did. A She-Devil from Hot Shot #1, which was both written and penciled by Perez. So, and this is from Hot Stuff #1. So I don't know if they're the same thing. And more early Perez. Now we're getting to the Teen Titans. Look at them as little kids. And there's that autograph that I know so well. There's Kid Flash, there's Robin, there's Wonder Girl, and Aqualad, looking like little kids. Every artist, whenever they draw little kids, it's just something about the proportion. They just look weird. And here's Vic Stone, Cyborg talking to his family. Some Coriander changing in the park with some old man looking. Is the original Harley Quinn, Dula Dent, who claimed to be the Joker's daughter. I forget if they ever resolved that, if she really was or not. And this was actual fans that he drew into a panel of them ogling Dick Grayson in his tuxedo at Donna Troy's wedding. This was both. I think this was like Dick Giordano. I think that was George Perez, and I don't know. I think that might be Marv Wolfman, but I forget. These were Marvel. These were Marvel. These were DC workers at the time, artists and writers. And here's Queen Hippolyta coming to Donna Troy and what's his name, Terry something. I forget who she married. Never liked him. And here's that controversial naked Dick Grayson and Coriander in bed when Trigon was trying to take over Raven. Some George Perez designs. You got Pariah, whom George Perez's designs to me always look instantly dated. And there's a Harbinger. These were the original characters for the Crisis on Infinite Earths. There's the Monitor. They're just, like I said, George Perez, one of my favorite artists, but not my favorite designer. Look at that, though. That is just so cool. I mean, he makes it work because of his talent. And here is some Wonder Woman from 1973. You could see the beginnings of the John Byrne, but it's a little like thick, as those kids say today. But it was George Perez, and I don't know. Here's some more Wonder Woman, Superman, and here's George Perez drawing himself in a war scene. I'm going quick because it's a thick book, and here's a character that I never liked, Jericho. This is by Marv Wolfman and George Perez. They put him in Teen Titans, and to me, when Jericho shows up, that's like the jump the shark. That's when they start going downhill. I hate this character. There's no other way to put it. I just always hated Jericho. It is Man Wolf. This is from Marvel. Man Wolf was J. Jonah Jameson's son. John Jameson goes to the moon, and he finds an artifact that transforms him into not a werewolf, but a man wolf, because the Comics Code Authority, they wouldn't let them have werewolves. So they got around it by having him being a man wolf. So is the Teen Titans issue number 4. When they meet the Justice League, they have a little skirmish, because that's what you always do. Some Trigon right there. Another cover. Coriander blast and everything. And there's Donna Troy. She's getting filled with lust and desire by one of the Greek gods. I forget. I forget which god she meets. But they influence her emotions. There's Terra in her original horrible costume. Like I said, George Perez was terrible at design, and his Raven getting pulled back into like a hell dimension and Kid Flash is trying to get her. And this was a great issue where Donna Troy finds her human family. That was really good. And here's a nice little portrait of all the characters. There's Wally West, Kid Flash, Cyborg, Raven, Donna Troy, Wonder Girl. What's Tara? I forget her last name. Tara something, but she's Tara. And Garth Logan, Changeling, who becomes Beast Boy, and Coriander, that's Starfire. Look at these robots. And this was the death of Terra. You know, a spoiler for a 40-year-old comic. And Jericho falls in love with Raven, and she can't reciprocate because she's evil. I just hate Jericho. Look, good with emotions. That's Donna Troy saying she loves Dick Grayson, but, you know, they're brother and sister. That's the brotherly sisterly love, you know. And this is her wedding issue, the wedding of Donna Troy when she marries that guy who I never liked. And there's Vic Stone watching kids at the park, you know, the classic Pinocchio. You know, he's the Ben Grimm of the group. He lost his humanity, and he's dying to get it back. Here's some monsters. He's playing ball with the kids, Vic Stone. Just so good. Just so good. And I think I'm going to stop here. Yes. Okay, we're going to go to the Avengers with the Beast. Little preview. We'll stop here. But, so that's 7 minutes. That's not bad. So, George Perez, just, what else could I say? Just an amazing, amazing comic book artist. Did everything. Just, he started out as Rich Buckler's assistant and then took over. And anything he touched, he had like I remember I was first introduced to him when he was doing the Fantastic Four, and he was being inked by Joe Sinnott, which was Jack Kirby's inker. So he had like a Jack Kirby thickness and look to him, which I just loved. I loved it. And then when he went to the Justice League, can you believe he only did like 2 years on the Justice League, and people still remember his run so fondly? Just look at the way he drew them. Superman's just old-fashioned, stalwart, like wholesome-looking guy. I just loved it. Here's Raven from Wally Wood's Thunder Agents, and then of course George Perez's I think first comic that was just his was the Inhumans in the early 70s, because nobody knew if it was going to be good or not. So who cares? Just give it to the new guy, and he just batted it out of the park. That was a phenomenal run. So I could talk about George Perez forever, but we'll break this into 2 parts. Tomorrow we'll look at his later stuff, his Avenger stuff. Oh, you're in for a treat. So thanks a lot. Thanks for taking time out of your busy day to watch my videos. And tomorrow we'll go part 2 with this George Perez tribute. My mouth. Bye bye.